Nike's on my feet, keep my cipher complete. Nike's in the Nike's on my feet, keep my cipher complete.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Bad Boy Mixer, and today we have another custom video. Yup, as you can see, it's the Chicago White Heels, or, well, there's a couple different nicknames for them, but these came out. It's already been a few months since these came out. They did release the Chicago Black Toes a while back. Basically, it was your Chicago mid, but it did have like black right here, and there was many custom videos on how to customize those. Basically, just applying acetone and then painting it white. But I didn't think that would look too well, so I went ahead and got the white heels instead. And I don't know what I was thinking, because now I have to color match this. I thought it was as simple as buying like one little thing of paint and it would be the same color, but apparently it's not. So today there's a few things that you're going to need. The first thing is you're going to need some ANGELUS Collector's Edition Varsity. Let me try to get closer so y'all can see. But you're going to need that, and you're going to need some ANGELUS Fire Red acrylic leather paint. And also you're going to need some ANGELUS Dollar. Now, you won't be putting too much of this, but you'll be putting a little bit just so that the red is not so bright, because this is not a bright red. This is kind of like a dull red. So that Dollar is going to help you out there. And you'll need a paint mixing, just a paint mixing jar or cup, something that you can mix the paint in to make sure that you have the right ratio. And I didn't have any popsicle sticks, so this is what we're using today. Also, you're going to need a good brush, preferably one that has a little angle to it. Hopefully y'all can see that. That way, whenever you're brushing, you're going to basically use the angle, and that way you don't get anything on the white on the midsole. So preferably a brush with the angle. I got this one at I think it was Michael's, but Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabric, stores like that, you should be fine. And first off, you're gonna need some cotton rounds, and you can use a leather and prepared deglazer, or some acetone works just as fine. Hopefully the camera's, yeah, I think y'all got that. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna need some of that too. So first, what you're gonna want to do is get your cotton round, and you're gonna want to apply a little acetone, and basically you're gonna want to apply it to this part here, just to take off the finisher that it already has on it before you apply any paint. So we're gonna go ahead and do that first. Alright, so this side has already been hit with the acetone. Like I said, you don't want to use too much, just enough to get that layer of finisher off. So yeah, this one's done. Now we're going to get started on the other pair while this one dries. It's pretty much already dry, so I'll use a fresh cotton round for each shoe. That way you don't get any of that residue or cotton left over on your shoe. Alright, and you're pretty much done. It doesn't take much, just a little bit to get that finisher off the heel. So the next step is taping up the edges. Now, I have a pretty steady hand, as you've seen in most of my videos. I usually just freehand it, no tape. But this is red, so you don't really, you don't want to mess that up. So I'm going to go ahead and tape it just to be on the safe side. So bear with me. Alright, so like I said, you want to get each shoe taped up. This is just the first shoe. We got it taped above the top. The bottom should be fine. Like I said, you do want to get you an angled brush. That way when you're going along the edges, you don't get any on the bottom part. Now, if you get a little bit on the bottom, it's okay. You can wipe it off with a little acetone or whatever. But now the top part is definitely where you don't want to get it at. So make sure it's taped up properly. Yeah, so this one's ready. Now we're going to do the next thing to the other shoe, and then it'll be ready for the paint. But first, we're going to have to mix the paint, so stay tuned for that. Also, one thing I want to mention, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notification. That way you never miss another video. And also leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the video or hate it. And thank you to everybody doing the Cash App donations. It helps with supplies, things like this, to do more videos, create more content for you all. So make sure to support. I'll put that Cash App down below. And yeah, let's get into it. So we're going to tape this other shoe right here. Also, one thing I do want to mention is we're not using any, or there's not really like any particular tape I recommend. This one here is just like a regular 3M, like your regular Scotch or painter's tape that you would find at Walmart. Now they do sell certain tapes through Angelus on their website, but I found that this tape works good, at least for what I need it for. So I haven't had to need, or I haven't had to buy the other tape. So this one works just as fine. Alright, and that's it. So we got the other shoe taped up, as you can see right there. And now you're ready for the paint mixing. So one thing I've seen people do is they will hit it with the fire red first and then come back and go over it with the varsity red. That's one way to mix it. I've also seen some people mix it in certain ratios, and we're going to try that. So I don't have exact measurements, so we're just going to kind of eyeball it because I need to make enough for 2 shoes. So we can add some of our fire red. And I'm trying not to make a mess here. This varsity red looks a little thick, so but it is moving. Uh-oh. Alright, so we added in a good ratio of that. Basically, it was more fire red than the varsity red because that varsity red, it's very dark, and the fire red is just to brighten it up, or you want to have more, that way you get a little brighter color, because the duller here, we're going to put a little bit of that, and that'll give it a good exact finish, hopefully. So you just want to add maybe like 4 little drops. Yeah, I think that's good, not too much. And then you want to mix it. So normally you would use a popsicle stick just to make sure that you're color matching, but I'm going to go ahead and probably use a toothpick because I think that's what I have. So I'm going to go get that. I'll be right back. We'll mix this up and hopefully we have the right color. So stay tuned. And we're back. Alright, so I didn't find a toothpick, but I do have, basically I've done some iPhone repairs in the past, and I do have a leftover tool from one of the packages I had, so I'm going to just use this to mix it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and mix this up and hopefully we have the right color. And man, I think it's coming close. So hopefully this is a good color match. So let me try to paint the popsicle stick that we have here. So I know it may look bright, but holding it up right there, it may look bright, but once it dries, I think it's going to look close to this color. So I think we may have a good match right there. So I'm just going to let this dry a little bit more, and then actually you can already see it now on the parts where it is drying. It is getting a little dark, so that's good. You want to see that once it goes on the shoes, hopefully it should be a little darker. Now if for some reason it's not as dark as we want it, then I might just have to use the brush and go over it a little bit more with some Varsity Red, but hopefully we don't have to do that. So yeah, you want to make sure you got your shoes taped up good before you start painting. And now we're going to go ahead and get the brush ready for painting. I still have the tag on the brush. You want to make sure you use a new brush every time. And this is a new brush. I mean, you don't have to use a new brush every time, but it's always good when the tips are fresh, and it just helps you come out with a cleaner paint job at the end. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so as you can see, I do have a little bit of the paint on there, and it's looking like it may need to be a little bit darker. I know once it dries it'll get a little darker, but it needs more Varsity Red. So we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more, and hopefully that helps it come out a little bit cleaner. And it's good we're finding this out on the first coat, because you don't want to be painting it and then have to redo this. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up, and hopefully we got a better match this time. Yup. And as you can see on here, this is the second batch that I mixed. You do want to make sure you have more Varsity Red in the paint. That's going to give it that darker look. The fire red just kind of brightens it up, but this stuff here really makes it dark. So we didn't really need a whole lot, but just enough. I would say probably like a 50 to 40 ratio, or 60 to 30. I'm sorry, 60 to 40 ratio. That's probably the perfect ratio to mix these two. Now hopefully I put that coat, and hopefully it gives us the right color that we're trying to get. So as you can tell right here, we're starting to get a closer match on the red. Hopefully the camera's picking that up, but I think it may need a little bit more Varsity and maybe a little bit more Dollar, just to get that right match. Okay, so this is this one right here is the new batch. Basically, I just added a little bit more Varsity Red into it. So let's try that and see how it comes out. But you can already see it drying, and it is coming pretty close to that red. So it's a trial and error, but hopefully we get it to where we want it. Alright, welcome back. Just checking in one more time with y'all. So the first shoe, we got like the first coat down. As you can see, it's coming along pretty well. We're still gonna do probably like 2 more coats. I'd say 3 coats tops. I thought I would need more, but it's coming along pretty good. So probably like another 2 coats and we'll be straight. The second shoe, I just added the first coat, as you can see it there. I still want to come back and hit it another, I want to come back and hit it again with another coat, but we'll probably paint this one and then come back to this one. And I ended up having to mix the paint again. I basically added more Varsity Red. This mid here is pretty dark. I know there's probably different shades of Chicago red, and you just kind of have to eyeball it and keep practicing mixing it and trying to get that right color. I mean, it took me a few times to get it, but I think once we're done it's gonna be a pretty close match. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll pause the video here while I paint these a couple more times, and then I'll check back in with y'all once it's done. So just alright, so I got both shoes painted and I think it came out pretty close, so I'll let y'all see that. It looks a little glossy still because the paint is wet, but once that dries we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the Krylon matte finisher. So yeah, we're gonna hit it with that, and then we'll go ahead and remove the tape. But yeah, they came out super nice, and I can't wait for y'all to see the finished product. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these dry, and then we'll return probably in a few seconds or so. So stay tuned. Alright, what's up everybody? So we're back. These shoes have had time to dry, and now we're ready to hit them with the Krylon matte finisher. So we're gonna go ahead and spray these and take off the tape, and they'll be good to go. So that's as you can see, it's already starting to dry up a little bit, and it's starting to match. So this color actually was a pretty spot on match. I mean, it's like that close to it. Let me know what you think in the comment section, if you think it's pretty close or not. But I will be offering this custom, so if you need this done to your shoes, let me know and we can work something out, or hit me up on Instagram at badboymixer. or if you need this paint, if you want to try to do it yourself and you need the paint, I can probably sell you a jar like this, so just let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, as you can see, this one's still a little wet. I think I maybe sprayed a little too much, but once it dries, it'll be just like this one here. And so now we're gonna go ahead and take the tape off. So as you can see, when you take the tape off, you want to take it off gentle. You don't want to take it off too quick, because you can leave either like the sticky residue on the shoe, or in some instances you might peel up the paint. So you just want to be careful with that. But it is holding on pretty well. After applying the finisher, it does feel really smooth, so that's pretty good. So yeah, ta-da. Let me know what you think. The Chicago, or the Air Jordan 1 Chicago mid white heel, whatever you want to call it, all done. And we'll go ahead and peel this one off later once it dries. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing more customs like this. And without further ado, I guess that's all we have for you today. So peace.